What is going on, peasants? My name is JB and I am back here today for my week 4 team builder and battle video for the UBL. This week we are taking on AutoMatthic, coach of the Nijmegen Nuzleafs. And let me just go ahead and apologize for my lack of uploads in this league. I have had so many issues with the timer to the point that I nearly had to drop the league. I tried connecting my week 2 and 3 opponents and it just would not connect. It would not connect. It would not connect. I managed to get connected with my week 3 opponent who was Frosted. And we got a few turns in, like 3 or 4 or 5 times. Like we got into the game multiple times and we DC'd within the first 5 turns every time. So I ended up giving her the forfeit win because like it was just ridiculous. Like I had so many issues with it. But yeah, I was willing to drop the league, but Otto was very gracious and he let me stay on him, play my games on Showdown, and I'm very appreciative of that. I'm 0-3 at this point. I don't think there's any real way I can make playoffs. But we're going to do our best to, win out and, give our best effort because, honestly, that's the least I could do at this point. So let's go ahead and go over the matchup. Also, I have a ridiculously stuffy nose. The seasons are changing, and this is like my least favorite time of the year because allergies, and I can barely talk. I can barely breathe. I'm sneezing all the time. I'm coughing all the time. I hate it. I don't know, dude. Everything sucks. So let's go ahead and go over Otto's team. He has the Alchemy, the Bolton, the Bronzong, Galarian Darmanitan is what I was trying to say. Delmize, Garbodorian, Haxorus, Rotom Heat, Scrafty, and Seismitoad. So all in all, a very terrifying team. Fantastic defensive synergy between Bronzong, Rotom Heat, and Seismitoad. Just super hard to break those 3 Pokemon. Throwing Delmize there as well, and like kind of Garbodor and kind of Scrafty and Alchemy. Like his team was just very, very hard to break, and then he just has 2 of the most ridiculously powerful Pokemon in this format with Galarian Darmanitan and Haxorus. Like, just there are no switch-ins, so I kind of just had to do my best in wing, checks to like, basically revenge those 2 Pokemon. So I did what I could, and let's go ahead and go over the squad that I ended up throwing together. So let me go ahead and find my notes on it. Found it. Okay, so first off, we have Pokemon Shield, Artiblade, hell of a nickname. With Eviolite, we have Gyro Ball, Shadow Claw, Shadow Steak, and Sacred Sword. So just nice and 4 attacks. We have 244 HP, 4 attack, 180 defense with an Impish Nature, 36 Speed F, and 44 Speed. The attack or the bulk allows us to live a 1 Flare Blitz or Earthquake from Galarian Darmanitan, and the speed was probably at 35 speed, probably for like Bronzong creeps, just in case. And then the rest was just thrown into Speed F. I don't think the Speed F is for anything specific, but yeah. We live 1 from Scarfed Arm with either Flare Blitz or Earthquake, and we can KO back with Gyro Ball. Next up, we have 2 Scoops Art Vanillix with Light Clay. We have Aurora Veil, Freeze Dry, Flash Cannon, and Taunt with 220 speed with Timid Nature, 244 HP, and 44 special attack. The those EVs allows us to outspeed max speed Seismitoad if you wanted to bring that for whatever reason. We could taunt that, and also we could just set up Veil and go in with the rest of our Pokemon on our team, and then Taunt is also, I already said what Taunt does. And then we have Flash Cannon for Alchemy. And we are hard-walled by Bronzong, but we can at least taunt it. And we don't take a ton from Gyro Ball, especially with Veil up. Next up, we have Roxy, our worst nickname ever. Toxicity with, of course, the Throat Spray. We have Overdrive, Boom Burst, Sludge Wave, and Shift Gear. So just a nice Shift Gear 3 attack set. We have 132 HP, max special attack with a Modest Nature, and 124 speed. The speed has... allows us to outspeed either Scarf or +1 Haxorus, and we can just sort of click buttons with Velop and Bronzong dead. This thing kind of goes in, and also if Bronzong shift up like +1 Overdrive. Well, we'd have to overdrive into +1 Overdrive kills Fizdef. Bronzong, I'm pretty sure, but he would have to be Fizdef for that to mean anything. So we'll see what he ends up being. Next up, we have Klingring. Our Como with Roselia Berry. We have Close Combat, Iron Head, Clinging Scales, and Taunt, so just Taunt 3 attacks. We have Max HP, 244 defense with a Relaxed Nature, and 92 Speed F. The bulk allows us to live 1 Icicle Crash from Scarf Darmanitan and KO back with Close Combat. The rest is just sort of obvious. We can't live a hit from Haxorus, but if we're able to catch it on a switch in for whatever ungodly reason, Clinging Scales also did more to stuff like Rotom Heat, to stuff like Seismitoad depending on his spread. And yeah, it's just nice spammable move in general. And then we have Iron Head for the Alchemy, basically, so it can't switch in for free. Next up, we have Plague, our Aromatisse with Kebia Berry. We have Calm Mind, Moonblast, Energy Ball, and Psychic. And I forgot to put the rest of the EVs in, so I didn't put the rest of the EVs in. But what it was meant to do was just be a solid late game cleaner with Calm Mind, and it could have done that job pretty well had it had more special attack, but it didn't really come into play too much, thankfully, so it doesn't really matter that I completely just neglected to put these EVs in. And last but certainly not least, we have Soundcloud, our Noivern Rocket of Choice Scarf. We have Dragon Pulse, Heatwave, Hurricane, and U-Turn with 196 HP, 252 special attack with Modest Nature, 52 speed, and then 4 and 4. Noivern, 150 speed, it probably just outsped, like, I want to say, like, Scarfed Arm. Or no, that's definitely just for Scarf Hacks. So yeah, we outspeed that boy, and we can click buttons. Modest, Dragon Pulse, Oko's Haxorus, Modest, Heatwave. I think it probably doesn't KO Darm because he can run a decent amount of bulk if he wants to be Scarf. And it's our pseudo switch into Rotom Heat, but yeah, he has my opponent has a very, 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 very bulky, annoying team. But we're gonna do our best to see if we can't pull out a dub here. So let's go ahead and see if we can get that done. I'm gonna just be unprofessional. I'm gonna just switch scenes live because I know how to do things. Boom, there it is. So we'll switch sides here in a second. So you can see he ended up bringing, we'll just do it now. Boom. Switch sides, reset. There we go. You can see he ended up bringing the Seismitoad, the Haxorus, the Darm, Delmise, Bronzong, and Rotom Heat. So yeah, just the combination of Rotom Heat, Deblade, or Rotom Heat, Bronzong, and Seismitoad are just very, very hard for my team to break. So we're going to do our best to see if we can't pull out a dub here. And let me just go ahead and tell you this right now. Not only was, this just a really tough matchup, but in the middle of this game, my dogs literally pushed like a window screen out of my window, and 2 of them got out of my house. And the rest of them were just going ape shit. Like, yo, these guys just left. So I had to, get up in the middle of this game to go deal with that, which is why I did live com this game, but there was just too much going on in the background. So shout out to Otto for not leaving the timer on, which he could have easily done. So shout out to him for that. But let's go ahead and hop on in. He just goes ahead and leads off with his Rotom Heat as I lead off with Noivern. Just a very solid catch-all lead for me. I could just, click a fat button, and we get a nice little bit of chip there off on the Seismitoad coming in on the Dragon Pulse as we go hard into 2 scoops. Want to get that Veil up because Toxicity kind of has a field day versus this team, but I decided to double out here, predicting Bronzong to want to come in, as it does. So I get a nice little play there to get the Blade in front of that, as he goes right back into Toad. As I go for Shadow Claw, I just want to get as much damage off on this team as possible. Just chip this thing down, because he doesn't have Wish or Healing Wish or anything like that. The rest of the recovery he has is left over, so I just want to keep this team shipped as possible. As I bring in SoundCloud on the Scald, my best Scald switch, and I don't really want anything else to get burned. I just U-turn out, predicting him not to want to let this thing die, as he just goes for an Icy Wind, which is annoying as I bring in my Aromatisse. And here he does, bring in the Bell, and I could just go back into the Blade. It can't really do much to me. Earthquake is the best it can do, which doesn't do a ton, as he just goes back into Seismitoad and ends up sacking it, which I'm perfectly okay with. He can bring in Rotom Heat now and just click a free Overheat, so I kind of just have to go into combo. It's my only real Overheat switch in, as he makes a great play, like a very solid, obvious play. I just Volt switches out, gets Galarian Darmanitan in, and unfortunately, after that chip damage, I am not able to live the Icicle Crash, but I decided to be a madman and stay in and just go for close combat. Just like I don't have a switch in, so might as well just try to, as I get a decent bit of chip off on the Bronzong, as he goes for Psychic and picks me off as I go for Taunt, trying to overprotect for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking, like maybe dual screens or something. As I just bring in my Vanilla setup Veil as I die to the Heavy Slam, and we can bring in Toxicity. Click the Shift Gear button. This thing is in range of as we take the Psychic, so this thing is pretty well in range of +1 Overdrive most of the time, depending on his spread, unless he's like super Spit F, which I don't think he could really afford to be versus my team, as we do get the Shift Gear off. He goes for the Psychic, which with the Spit F drop will guarantee that he kills me with the next one, so that's kind of really bad. So we definitely need this Overdrive to kill, especially after the Hell. And we go for the Overdrive, and thankfully it does pick off the Esteban, and we get a +1 boost as well. So we're looking pretty damn good at this point. He brings in the Delmise, and you can see it takes absolutely nothing from that. Goes for a Shadow Ball, and I'm gonna die to my own Hell next turn. But so is he. So we managed to take down 2 Pokemon with Toxicity, thankfully. Yeah, but we kind of just died to my own Hell, which is really unfortunate. I can bring in the Plague. And I kind of just want to start going for Calm Minds here, because I can maybe do some damage win with this, but I decided to actually just go for Psychic, because I need this thing weakened if I want to have any hope of being able to pull this game back. It's 3-3 right now, but we definitely need damage, so I just start spamming buttons. I go for Flare Blitz, which I do live through Veil, which is unreal. I can go for a Moonblast, which will bring the Darmanitan down to 7%, and he can just go for another Flare Blitz and pick me off. but he's down at 4%. I can bring in my Scarf Noivern and click a button, and it's a pretty free. It is a pretty free. What you call it? Dragon Pulse at this point. As he ends up being faster than me, I guess I'm Miss EV'd that Pokemon. Like, I don't know how I would mess that up, but I did mess that up somehow. So yay me. So I just go for Dragon Pulse, and obviously he died to recoil. So he's just gonna go for. He's gonna bring in the Rotom. I go for the. What's it called? The Dragon Pulse. Doesn't quite kill, but I can bring in the Blade, go for Shadow Sneak. And it's going to come down to whether or not I can limit Earthquake from Haxorus, whether or not I can win this game. I can't kill it from full, but I can, get 2 hefty, what's it called off? 2 hefty attacks off. As I go for Gyro Ball, it did the most damage. You can see it does nothing. I can go for Shadow Sneak, even a crit wouldn't have won it. And he can just pick me off with the second Earthquake, and that's pretty much going to do it. I mean, I'm not pretty much going to do it. It's going to do it. But, yeah. GD to Auto. Definitely be sure to go check him out in the description down below. He's a great dude. Does a lot for the community. His website's awesome, and yeah, he's just a great guy. Definitely go check him out. I'm, like I said, very grateful that he has allowed me to finish this out this season, and I definitely appreciate that. So with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.